I'm gonna continue to rank every film I watched in 2020. We left off with The Inside Man, which was 104. 103 was The Old Guard. Great, great concept, great, great execution, great, great world building, great, great cast. Just so many great stuff. But other than that, it was just a blockbuster action film. So not much, even though it had a great concept, not much like over the top, not much high end concept. Overall. Coming in 102nd place is Lethal Weapon. Great, great buddy cop film. Had a great, great cast. Very entertaining, very exciting. I don't think it was a Christmas film, even though the Christmas spirit was felt throughout. Coming in at 101st place is Blade Runner. Blade Runner is such an interesting, high concept sci-fi film with obviously Harrison Ford's in it, so I'll always love that. With so much interesting questions about humanity, and it asks the tough questions that a lot of films don't, and with still having some great world building all the same. Coming in my top 100 that I've seen in 2020. Amistad. Amistad was great. Amistad has just so fun, so exciting, just to watch with great cast, great themes, great message about freedom. It was just so great, and for it to come together and asking the question, not what they did, but why they did it, in terms of the slaves attacking their slave owners on the boat. Coming 99th place is Red Tails, just a great story about the Tuscany Airmen in the 1940s during the World War II. So it's a great war film, but also a great message about segregation, civil rights. So all the same, with a great, great cast of some of the greatest actors of our time in it, including Michael B. Jordan. Where is it? Get back to the list. Coming in 98th place is Zombieland. Zombieland was just such a fun film with a great, great cast, great performances, even though it's a comedy. And like this is just for the funniest people and just entertaining people of Hollywood, going today in Zombieland. So I really enjoyed Zombieland, if you couldn't tell. But coming in 97th place is Casablanca. Such a classic film. Definitely need to rewatch it sometime in the future to really fully appreciate the film. But great, great romance. Setting it in the 1940s period, but also it being made in the 1940s only adds to the realism of the era and of the time that this film took place. Coming in 96th place, 96 film that I watched in 2020 is The Goonies. The Goonies is just a fun film, and you already know. I mean, The Goonies, the great ensemble cast, just another great defining 80s film with just a great sense of adventure. And so it was, adventurous and entertaining and exciting and thrilling and swashbuckling, and it had it all, The Goonies, and some great comedy too. Coming in 95th place is Dumb and Dumber. Like I said, Jim Carrey is one of the only actors who can pull off comedy, even though the main character is annoying. Even though you're playing an annoying character, you can still come off funny. Such a great premise, so quirky, so funny, and just... So you're telling me there's a chance. Just some great, great quotable lines throughout to a very, very funny film. And I believe this is where he got his big break, right before Ace Ventura. Coming in 94th place is the Peanut Butter Falcon. Peanut Butter Falcon is just so much heart, so much depth, where it's nothing special, but it's just so entertaining just to see this great, great story, with so much realism, so much heart, and such a great message all the same. Coming in 93rd place is Bad Boys. Oh yeah, Michael Bay, Will Smith, action, Miami. What's not to enjoy? It's just such it goes for nothing special. It's just a very entertaining film. Through and through. Coming 92nd place is Onward. It's Pixar. It's emotional. It's sad. And I obviously at the end of the day wanted them to see their father, but I just knew the message was not that they needed to see their father. The message was that they still had love in their life, and they still had family. And the idea of it, he had a bucket list that he wanted to do with his father, but he ended up doing it all with his brother. It was just such a great thing. Coming in 91st place is Noises Off. Noises Off, just when it culminates, is hilarious. Noises Off is one of the funniest films I've ever seen. And it's just so original, so creative, and it's just one of the most creative premises and executions of a comedy I've ever seen. Coming in 90th place is Citizen Kane. Citizen Kane is... Oh, man, I'm getting hot. Ooh, is just a classic. Another film filmed in the 40s, but this one I felt was, in a leagues better in the sense that it was just had so much great stuff going for it. It was just so entertaining, so crazy. And the story of rise and fall of Charles Foster Kane was such an interesting storytelling, kind of telling it through the eyes of different people as the investigators investigating his death and kind of in some ways telling a story backwards. It's very interesting. Um, Let me go back to it. Coming in 89th place is the Thomas Crown Affair. The Thomas Crown Affair ending was fantastic, like with multiple him, and it was great, and the romance was great, and how they ended up coming together was great, and the investigation, all that stuff was just very fantastic, very great to see come to fruition. A great heist film and romance film at the same time, and Pierce Brosnan has so much swagger with him, whether he's playing James Bond or Thomas Crown. Coming in 88th place is Back to the Future Part 2, a great sequel to the original Back to the Future. Very entertaining. What I love about it is it doesn't just remake the original. It takes the original and expands the universe, and I enjoyed it. I really did. Coming in 87th place is The Deathly Hallows Part 1, the beginning of the Deathly Hallows film that really sets up some great stuff for the Deathly Hallows Part 2 and kind of exploring the Deathly Hallows storyline in this film. It's such an interesting thing, and when you start to dive into the Deathly Hallows part of the film, it becomes more and more entertaining. Hold on a second. Why does he keep going back? 86th place, Order of the Phoenix, another great Harry Potter film. Great. So the fight between Dumbledore and Voldemort was great. Speed rounds. Dog Afternoon, great heist, great performance by Al Pacino. Great, kind of funny, very funny, great performance by all of the characters, the whole cast. Whew. 84, Goblet of Fire, great Harry Potter film. I love the fights with the dragon. This was really where the franchise picked up. Great performance, also by Robert Pattinson, where he really got to start. Seeing Voldemort come back, great. Voldemort's a great villain, so seeing him start off here, the fight between him and Harry was great, and the emotional parts of Robert Pattinson's character dying was also done pretty good. Coming in 8th place is Air Force One. Get off my plane! Great, so great to see the tension between Gary Oldman and Harrison Ford, two great actors. The whole premise is just kind of a die-hard rip-off, but it was different, I think, in many ways, because it wasn't just about what was going on the plane. It was also going about the politics of it, and it was very interesting, very intriguing all the same. Coming in 82nd place is The Prisoner of Azkaban. This is another great Harry Potter film. It was probably the smartest Harry Potter film with the time travel and how this is the few I see I'm talking so much that this is the few instances of time travel that despite having time travel, it never gets confusing. Even in Endgame, the time travel can get confusing at points with the whole logic, but here they time traveled, but it still all made sense and came together, and it was such a fun film. And we're sticking on the tune of Gary Oldman. So once again, Gary Oldman, 2 films in a row, great performances. 81 place is An Unexpected Journey, the kickoff of the Hobbit films. The world of Lord of the Rings is such a great world that I was so fascinated with, and the dwarves are great, and Gandalf was great, and being in 2012, the effects only got better, and so when you look at the Dwarf King, it just looks so great, so stunning, and great. Another great kicking off of another great series of films that, yes, the Hobbit films may not be on the same level as Lord of the Rings, but it was still fun and entertaining all the same. Coming in 80th place is Midnight Run with Robert De Niro. Very funny, very great, very creative. I watched this yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to review it before making the video, but it was so great. Robert De Niro, of course, gives a great performance, and it was such a great story too. I feel like I'm repeating myself with all these characters. So I'm just gonna go fast. Very fun, very entertaining. The banter between our two characters is great, and all the different parties involved. Very fun, great action as well. Coming in 9th place, Booksmart. Very funny, very creative, great characters, great story. 78th place, Bombshell. Very important film, great cast, great performances. Very tension building and very, again, an important story to tell nonetheless. Coming 77th place is The Hunt for the Wilder People, Taika Waititi's film. I watched this today. Hunt for the Wilder People is fantastic. It is so funny, so much heart. And Taika Waititi has just such a magical sensibility with him that he can make such heartfelt stories and grift such heart while still being hilarious at the same time, balancing heart with sadness, with comedy, all the same. And the great supporting cast as well. Coming in 76th place is The Prestige. The ending of The Prestige was so crazy, but yet kind of fit in. You kind of see how the twist makes sense, all the same. And as The Prestige comes together as a film, it just becomes more and more exciting with the great characters that you see. There's hints and hints of teases and teases, but when you get to the twist, it makes sense. And the learning about magic, and magic, I love magic, so seeing a film about magic with some of the greatest actors of our generation is just such a great thing. Oh, gosh, why does it keep going back so far? Where are we? 75th place, Wedding Crashers. Hilarious, great chemistry, so funny. 74th place, You Got Mail. Tom Hanks. Meg Ryan. Great chemistry. Not the first film they did together, and it kind of is funny because it's like it kind of outdated itself with the computer technology. But online dating still a thing. It was still kind of interesting. It's a romantic film, but it's just their chemistry was so great and so grand together, and it's so funny at times, heartfelt at times, sad at times, but it worked together to make a really good film. Coming in 73rd place is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. So quirky, so crazy, so video game-like, directed by Edgar Wright. Boom, 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 boom. It was great. I had so much fun with Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. And this film is the ultimate stars before they were stars. Like, there's so many great actors that you're like, oh, yeah, I know them. Watching them in 2020, you're like, they're a star now, they're a star now. That they weren't a star back then. So that's pretty crazy. Coming in 72nd place is The Pelican Brief. As the story of The Pelican Brief rages on, it just gets more and more entertaining with a great cast of characters and just such an interesting story. And, the drama behind it and the cover-ups and the politics of it all make it for an interesting watch. Coming in 71st place is Point Break, the predecessor to the rip-off of the film, which is the Fast and Furious film. Yeah, this film was great. I could see why everybody said Fast and Furious was a rip-off of it. I think there's great heists, great action, great surfing, great actors, and funny. It just heartfelt, and it just had so much great stuff going for it. Whether you talk about the heists, or the actual action, the car chases, the relationship between John and Utah and Patrick Swayze, because I don't know the character's name, I forgot. But very, very entertaining, nonetheless. Coming in 70th place is Enemy of the State. Such fast-paced, great performance by Will Smith and Gene Hackman too. I love the quickness and the fast pace of it while never getting too fast. It always, left breathing room for the story to develop while still having some great sequences, nonetheless. Coming in 69th place is Da 5 Bloods. Great story. Very, very, very important for now and very appropriate for coming out in today's society. With a great cast, and I definitely think maybe even Chadwick Boseman would get an Oscar nomination for this film as a supporting character. And the lead characters and kind of the way that their journey goes along and how it reflects to their time in the war really makes it for an emotional watch, but still an adventurous watch, nonetheless. Coming in 68th place is Unbreakable. We talked about Glass earlier today and how it's a big disappointment, but not for Unbreakable. The twist at the end was so exciting, so thrilling, and oh my god, it's all coming together by the end of the film. But it's not just the great ending. It's seeing a superhero film that doesn't have action. Makes it interesting because I always wondered, these superheroes get superpowers, but why do they only use them to fight crime? They should use them to just save people. And just use them and what this really would be like if someone got superpowers. It wouldn't just be like, I have superpowers, I'm going to save the world. And it shows you the struggle of having superpowers as well, that I don't think a lot of comic book films and superhero films do. Coming in 67th place is Serendipity. Serendipity, when it all comes together, is so great and so great to see. Two actors that have such great chemistry and great performing and so funny, and it just the way it's kind of funny as they kind of develop their relationship, and it's just the opening and how it really sets up where they went forward, and it's so frustrating as a viewer because they're meant to be and for it to come together at the end was just so satisfying to watch. 66th place, Moneyball. Great performance by Brad Pitt. Such an interesting film. Didn't know much about baseball, and seeing the analytics behind sports, very interesting and very fascinating. Ooh, 65th place, Alien. Alien, the great horror classic, the great horror sci-fi classic by Ridley Scott. Great. Jaws. Next. Jaws is next. Steven Spielberg, the film that got him on the map. Ooh, Spielberg just has a great sense of adventure. Hold on a second. Spielberg just has such a great sense of adventure, great moments with the shark, and the build-up, and the great quotes, and the great tension building, and the horror elements, and the funny elements, all build up to just such a great culminating film, which is one of Spielberg's most best and thrilling. Coming in 63rd place is The Desolation of Smaug, the best Hobbit film, very exciting, very tension building, and the best of The Hobbit because it really mixes great story with great characters and great development and great action, all the same. And then his 62nd place is True Lies, doesn't take itself too seriously, so fun, so energetic, so entertaining. I've been going this for like an hour, gosh. Oof, really enjoyed True Lies. Gosh, how long can I do this for? True Lies, very enjoyed it. I'm just gonna keep going. Snatch, very fun, very entertaining. Trials of Chicago 7, very timely, very great courtroom drama, great directing and writing by Aaron Sorkin. Ooh, The American President, very great romance, very great performances by, Michael Douglas, we talked about earlier, and Benning was great, and everybody was great. It was very fun. Soul, great message, great themes, one of Pixar's best. Willow, very exciting, very entertaining, great characters, great. Just the world of Willow is so great, and the story of Willow, great, and just such a timeless tale. I really enjoyed Willow. 56th place, The Patriot. Patriot, great period piece war film with Mel Gibson. He's great at period piece war films, nonetheless, and so really enjoyed The Patriot. 55th place, Chronicle, another great an accurate interpretation of what it would be like if superheroes would be in the real world, and the uniqueness of kind of filming through the eyes of just cameras and technology makes it for another fascinating film directed wise. 54th place, Little Miss Sunshine. Such heart, such comedy, and so much great lessons and morals to be taken away from Little Miss Sunshine while being funny, heartfelt, comedic, all that stuff really works in the favor of Little Miss Sunshine. Coming in 53rd place is Nightcrawler. Jake Gyllenhaal just gives such a creepy performance and how it all culminates to Jake Gyllenhaal just coming together and how, his descent into madness through the eyes of filming crime. And it's such an interesting depiction of crime, and seeing crime through the eyes of the reporters is such an interesting concept. 52nd place is another Jake Gyllenhaal film, Source Code. Gosh, I can barely speak. Source Code, so entertaining, such a great concept and such a great execution. 51st place, The Last of the Mohicans. Oh my god, Daniel Day-Lewis in the film was great. The music was great. The visuals were great. I don't even know how to hum the score, but the score was, oh my god. And the period piece, French war backdrop, great. Characters, great. Sadness, dialed up to 11 at the ending. So, really enjoyed this film overall. 50th place, V for Vendetta. Man, Hugo Weaving gives a fantastic performance while never seeing his face. Greatly directed. It's so timely for today. Remember the 5th of November, the lights, the something. 49th place, Molly's Game, one of the greatest stories just on this list. So entertaining story-wise, performance-wise, and it was just a great directorial debut by Aaron Sorkin. 48th place, Uncut Gems. The ending was so unexpected but so accurate, and I love that the downfall of our characters is our characters' own mistakes, and I love those films because those are the real conflicts in life. It's not conflicts by other characters, but your own inner struggle. Coming 47th place is Castaway, the Tom Hanks film about hope and never giving up, and has such great messages. And you could tell you could tell the star power of Tom Hanks when he could be stranded in an island and be the only character for the majority of the film and still make it work. Coming in 46th place is The Firm. Such a great film with starring Oh my gosh, Tom Cruise. Cruise in this film gives a hell of a performance and so entertaining, so energetic as the story unfolds. It gets better and better. 45th place, Top Gun, another Tom Cruise film, and it is still nonetheless exciting and thrilling. The space action was great, and the characters in this so sadness of Goose, Goose. Ugh. Coming in 44th place, Munich. Great realism and intention with the great spy epic, and it's kind of espionage tone to it, makes it all the more better. Coming in 43rd place is Prisoners. Denis Villeneuve Denis Villeneuve, French name, French guy. His directorial debut in America. He's made tons of films before Prisoners, but his debut in Hollywood with Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. It is fantastic. These are when these films are really getting good with Prisoners. Prisoners is fantastic. As the story unfolds, it just grips you and grips you and grips you more and more and more. 42nd place, Baby Driver. Oh my god, Baby Driver. Whoa, man. The cast is great. Obviously, the soundtrack is great. The directing by Edgar Wright is great. As the story unfolds, so fast-paced, so quick, really love it. Okay, some speed rounds. Ford vs. Ferrari, fast, quick, entertaining. Blood Diamond, fast, not fast. Entertaining, great Civil War of South African Civil War backdrop, and the great adventure story to go along with it. Deathly Hallows Part 2, the great culmination of all the Harry Potter films, I think is the best one. It really culminates after the 8 films to the greatest part of them all. 38th place, The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. Clint Eastwood's Western epic. Obviously, he didn't direct it, so I should really say Sergio Leone's Western epic with it just a great Western story that all culminates to such a great thing. The adventure of 3 different people going for one prize is such an interesting thing as the story develops with the Civil War backdrop. Coming 32nd place, North by Northwest. Oh my god. Everybody says, oh yeah, Hitchcock, master of suspense. Oh yeah, you watch this film and you're like, yes, he is the master of suspense. With this film, 36th place, Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Such a great story to see. A love romance, but with that twist of, Benjamin aging backwards just makes it so much more interesting and so much more thrilling all the same. The Social Network, such a great thing, showing the history and making of Facebook with Mark Zuckerberg, and taking what seems like a basic story and really twisting it and really making it gripping. And that's what a guy like Aaron Sorkin and David Fincher can do, is take what seems like an interesting story and make it tense and gripping and interesting and on the edge of your seat the whole time. And great directing and writing all the same. 34th place, Zodiac, the film based on a real serial killer, directed by David Fincher. Great cast, great performances, great overall. Gosh, I gotta go quicker. Irishman, great. Martin Scorsese's crime hit, period piece, epic, great. Love Actually, great, seeing all the love relationships come together. I'm just saying great. Jojo Rabbit, great. Gone Girl, oh my god, Gone Girl. What? The way Gone Girl comes together is great. So again, Jojo Rabbit 31, Love Actually 32, Gone Girl 30. Great performance in Gone Girl, great characters. Gone Girl is just, I think, a fantastic film. Saving Private Ryan, great war epic that feels so real. Watchmen, such a great look at comic books and feels very comic book accurate, while having such great sensibilities with great Zack Snyder visuals and kind of how it's told out of order makes it seem more fascinating story. Great themes, messages, and of course the visuals are great too, and great period piece all the same. 27th place, Avatar. James Cameron's epic, really enjoyed that. The Nice Guys, such an original film, really like The Nice Guys. The Departed, the concept of having a mole and a rat in the agency, both the good guys and the bad guys, very fascinating. And again, another great Martin Scorsese film. Interstellar, another great Nolan film. Nolan is just great with these big ending twists, and this twist about kind of how gravity and love are connected, and I don't know, I really liked it. Insomnia, another great um, um, Nolan film. Insomnia, I think, at its strongest point is kind of showing someone covering up his own mistakes and his own flaws, and kind of in some of his descent into madness while still trying to solve a crime. 22nd place, Apocalypse Now, a great war epic by Francis Ford Coppola. Again, culminating such an interesting and gripping story. 21st, the fireworks are crazy. 21st place, Seven, David Fincher's What's in the Box epic about two cops and following the crimes of the Seven Deadly Sins. And I think having it follow the Seven Deadly Sins is interesting because you see so many, buddy cop or detective films, but having this be based on something. It's not just a random serial killer. Having the serial killer base something on it, and the ending was the third act of the film was fantastic. One of the best third acts I've ever seen in a film. 20th place, Good Will Hunting. Oh my God, Good Will Hunting is such a great message, such great characters, quotable lines. You like apples? How about dem apples? Oh my God, great. 19th place, Braveheart. Freedom! What's not to say? What's not to love? 18th place, Fight Club. The great twist at the end. Overall, great film and a great character study of these different characters in this underground fight club. 17th place, Parasite. I was like, I wasn't gonna watch. Had no idea it came out. Boom, got every award at the Oscars. Boom, I had to watch it. August comes around, perfect time to watch it. Watched Parasite, loved it. 16th place, Fury Road, the Mad Max Fury Road, way better Fury Road, way better Mad Max than the original, in my opinion. Great visuals, great action, great directing. Feels so, because they filmed a lot of this practically, it just feels real, and you could tell with some of the greatest actors of our generation, and Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron leading the film. The Town, Ben Affleck directed film about heist robbers, or whatever you want to call them, in Boston, in the relationship between Ben Affleck and one of the witnesses of the crime is so great as he struggles between going on these heists and living his life with a love interest. Makes it all the more interesting and exciting. Okay, let's do this quick. Feel Good Man. Great courtroom drama. Fantastic. Quick pace, but so great, so fun, and so interesting all the same. Fellowship of the Rings. First Lord of the Rings film. Great world building, great characters, great way to set up the franchise. Two Towers, another great Lord of the Rings film. Battle of Helm's Deep. Do I need to say more than that? So, that film, fantastic. Really enjoyed Two Towers. Shawshank Redemption. The Shawshank Redemption. One of the greatest films of all time. Just the empowerment of the film, and the idea of hope in the film and freedom of the film cannot be overstated. Top 10. My 10 favorite films that I've watched over 2020. Gladiator. Loved it. Back to the Future. Loved it. Matrix. Loved it. Godfather. Loved it. I love Godfather Part 2 more than Godfather. Heat. Michael Mann's Heat. Heat, I loved Heat. He had everything. Great drama, great action, great shootouts, great realism, great performances. I loved Heat. Loved it. Fourth place, Aliens. Oh my God. Aliens, James Cameron's film. Aliens is great. It's really great sci-fi, horror, action, epic. Loved Aliens. Return of the King, the best Lord of the Rings film. Return of the King is great. Oh, I barely talked about the Godfather films. The Godfather films were great. The Godfather films, the epics. But anyways, let's get back. And the top two, pretty interchangeable. Logan and Joker. Both fantastic. Really enjoyed both Logan and Joker. So let's just run down the list one more time. Oh gosh, I can't believe I don't know. My Spy. This is worst to best. My Spy, Ad Astra, The Running Man, Eurovision, Candace Against the Universe, Parried, Missing Link, Beetlejuice, Gremlins, Star Trek, Death 2020, Mad Max, The Original, Doom, Olympus Has Fallen, First Blood, Highlander, Commando, Quantum of Solace, The Outsider, Search for Spock, Bucket List, Percy Jackson 2, Sonic the Hedgehog, Last, Murder on the Orient Express, Last Christmas, Birds of Prey, Happy Season, Beverly Hills Cop, Dark Apocalypse Award, Mulan 2020, How to Train Your Dragon 3, Galaxy Quest, In Bruges, Enola Holmes, Girls Trip, Secretariat, Spy Game, Bonnie and Clyde, Sherlock Holmes, 2009 version, Terminator Dark Fate, Expendables 2, Expendables, Ace Ventura, Godfather Part 3, Devil at a Time, Dirty Harry, Kong Skull Island, The Battle of Five Armies, Lost in Translation, Romancing the Stone, Dirty Dancing, Mank, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Anchorman, Tomorrow Never Dies, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, What Happened to Monday, John Carter, Sister, Chef, Back to the Future Part 3, Maverick, Board Supremacy, Born Identity, Project Power, Beauty and the Beast, Twins, 300, The World Is Not Enough, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, The Rock, The Bourne Ultimatum, 22 Jump Street, Dave, Rudy, Chamber of Secrets, Wrath of Khan, Karate Kid, Wonder Woman 1984, Tenet, 21 Jump Street, The Sorcerer's Stone, GoldenEye, Half-Blood Prince, Inside Man, The Old Guard, Lethal Weapon, Blade Runner, Amistad, Red Tail, Zombieland, Casablanca, The Goonies, Dumb and Dumber, Peanut Butter Falcon, Bad Boys, Onward, Noises Off, Citizen Kane, Thomas Crown Affair, Back to the Future Part 2, Deathly Hallows Part 1, Orders of the Phoenix, Dog Day Afternoon, Goblet of Fire, Air Force One, Prisoner Azkaban, An Unexpected Journey, Midnight Run, Booksmart, Bombshell, Hunt for the Wilder People, The Prestige, Wedding Crashers, You've Got Mail, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, The Pelican Brief, Point Break, Enemy of the State, Defy Bloods, Unbreakable, Serendipity, Moneyball, Alien, Jaws, Desolate Schmuck, True Lies Snatch, Trial of Chicago 7, The American President, Soul, Willow, The Patriot, Chronicle, Little Miss Sunshine, Nightcrawler, Source Code, The Last of the Mohicans, V for Vendetta, Molly Game, Uncut Gems, Castaway, The Firm, Top Gun, Munich, Prisoners, Baby Driver, Ford v. Ferrari, Blood Diamond, Deathly Hallows Part 2, The Good, Bad, the Ugly, North by Northwest, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, The Social Network, Zodiac, The Irishman, Love Actually, Jojo Rabbit, Gone Girl, Saving Private Ryan, Watchmen, Avatar, The Nice Guys, Departed, Interstellar, Insomnia, Apocalypse Now, Seven, Good Will Hunting, Braveheart, Fight Club, Parasite, Fury Road, The Town, A Few Good Men, Fellowship of the Rings, Two Towers, Shawshank Redemption, The Top 10, Gladiator, Back to the Future, Matrix, Godfather Part 2, Heat, Aliens, Return of the King, Logan, and my favorite film of 2020 that I've seen in 2020, Joker. Joker was, oh my god, fantastic. Great themes, great morals, greatly directed, great performance by Joaquin Phoenix. Got him an Oscar. Well deserved. And that's it. My 100. Why 100? I've seen 190 movies in 2020. Oh my gosh. I need a stretch. That was so long. I reviewed 190 films in like an hour and a half. Oh my god. Crazy. I gotta stretch. Anyways, that's it for 2020 for the channel. I didn't review all 190, mainly because, well, I watched some of the 190 today and yesterday. I didn't have time. So, anyways, stay tuned for videos coming right at you.